Hi, this is just a short video speculating on what is happening with the Nikon P950. In the comments to my previous video, Steve mentioned that it appeared the Nikon P950 had been discontinued in the UK. So I've taken a few guesses as to what might be happening and presented them here. Several UK camera stores no longer make any mention of the P950. But one did initially mark the camera as discontinued. So it's my guess that Nikon wanted to get as much stock as possible into the US, its biggest market, before tariffs were imposed. The P950 is manufactured in Thailand with a main tariff rate of 19%. Stocks intended for the UK might have been on hand or might have been used to change over to US use. And then it's quite possible that the P950 was down for a small update, mainly to change over to USB-C. What better time to make changes to the production line than when you just bulked up your stock in the US? I find it hard to imagine Nikon dropping a camera like the P950 from their lineup. They now have the top end of the super zoom market to themselves. And given that the only real competitor to the P950 in this segment of the market is Nikon's own P1100, it's hard to imagine them upgrading the P950 to the point where it affects sales of its bigger brother. So I'd expect the upgrade to consist of a USB port and one or two other minor tweaks. Isn't the camera getting a bit long in the tooth? As far as I know, the lens and sensor is the same as that used in the original Nikon P900, which came out in 2015. The sensor would originally have benefited from the competition in smartphone cameras. The all-important lens is pretty special and has several extra low dispersion elements, ED glass as they call it, to maintain its sharpness over that wide zoom range. Older technology can still provide good results, and good older lenses are simply still good lenses. My conclusions are that the Nikon Coolpix P950 may be coming to an end. Long live the Nikon Coolpix P960 or whatever they decide to call it. I'll be very disappointed if there isn't a successor. In the meantime, the P950 can still be found in the UK, and it's cheaper than ever if you're prepared to accept the risk associated with a grey import. And my own camera was a grey import, and thankfully I've never needed to test the warranty. On a separate note, the world, including the US, watches on to see if the US tariffs are actually ruled illegal by the Supreme Court. I finished with a picture taken from a forthcoming video. Thanks for watching.